the steam might be a bad idea because it's so cold out today. Happy Sunday afternoon there, folks. This is the final, I hesitate to say that, should be the final episode on this car for a while. Everything is done. I mean, I am probably going to buff it at some point. You know, you got to give the paint some time to cure, and I'll probably come springtime I might go ahead and give her a, 2000 grit sand and buff just to get rid of all the imperfections. But it's winter, I'm not going to do that. In fact, Wednesday's promising to be a nice day, and I got to wash my cars because it's going to be almost 60 degrees. It's as warm as it's going to get in here. December is like that close. So anyway, last video on this car, and what you can't tell is over here is the Gremlin. And I know there's a lot of you waiting for me to get on that. I may even get on it today. I don't know. Got some other stuff to do. Got to pack up some stuff for some customers. We just had a new roof put on the house, and then they got to move the metal because they're done now, but I told them to leave the metal because we can use it for chicken coops and God knows what else. But this is the final one. This shouldn't be a very long video. In fact, the amount I'm talking now might be longer than the entire video. I don't know. All I'm going to do is we got a bunch of this adhesive because some guy, I'm not really sure who that might have been, left masking tape on this car all last winter. And I'm not going to rat myself out, but yep, it was me. Okay, so I did rat myself out. But yeah, I know better, but I did it anyway. And now there's like some serious residue on here from it. It just, I don't know, the glue just mates with the glass. Probably have to do a little razor blading, and if not, I do have some really heavy duty commercial goof off, if you will. I'm not sure, there's a bunch of brands, but this is 3M, but it's adhesive remover, and it's just made for that very thing. But the number one thing we're going to do today is I've got some old tint, and I'll show you that in a second. I've got some old, it's that purpley 80s tint, and it's all peeling and it looks like crap. I've taken a bunch of it off, the stuff that would come off easy. I've taken that off already. And I had to do a little YouTubing to figure out how to get this stuff off, because she's got the lines in her, with the for the defrost. Now I've got a whole window over in another parts car that doesn't have the defrost. And I'll probably never drive this car needing the defrost because it's a summertime vehicle. I might drive it in the winter, but I'm not going to drive it on a snowy day. And it's got factory tint anyway, so why they put that junk on there, I have no idea. Because it's pretty dark from the factory. Even the side windows have factory tint, so who figures? Guess they wanted to be incognito. Nope, can't see me at all. Of course, you can't see at night either. I can't figure that out. But anyway, I got to get this purpley junk off of here. I've got a bunch of it off. There's some of it even loosened up over the last few months while I've been doing all this, so I got some more I can just pull off. But then I'm going to have to use the magic wand. I want to point that out in a minute. But let me show you what I'm talking about, and then we'll pull out, I'm going to peel off what I can, and then we're going to get the magic wand out and see if it works as good as YouTube said it should. I know. Don't tell anybody I used YouTube, because you're supposed to be watching my videos to learn how to do this stuff, but yep, I admit it. I'm a YouTube watcher. It's all good, right? Anyway, okay, here we go. Let's take a look at what I gotta do. Here it is in a nutshell. You see how nice and bright that is? Because there's a light shining in. I'm probably gonna have to do something with that light so it's not glaring on everything. But here's the glass. You can see all nice and through it, and then over here is like purple. What? Yeah, and it's really, really crappy. You know, so you can see it. I've just got a little bit left in weird spots, and in the middle, of course, the hardest place to get to. And I'm gonna have to figure out a way to do it. I'm just gonna try peeling what I can for now, and let's go from there. I'm gonna start with the hard stuff. Did I say I was gonna do the hard stuff first? I think I did. But I'm gonna do the hard stuff first because you always want the easy stuff to look forward to. So here we go. I'm gonna get that light out of our eyes, and then we'll get started. I may end up having a crawl in the back here, which I'm not opposed to that, but for now I'm going to try it. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, baby. This might... What's happening there, though, is it's taking off an outer layer, but it's kind of leaving an inner layer, which is really disturbing. And it's full of static electricity. That's just weird. It's like a thin, thin film. I'm not liking that. Yep, it's just taking like this outer stuff off, but it's not even touching this. I don't know what that is. The adhesive, I'm guessing. Oh, yay. After 30 minutes of being stupid, trying to get my steamer to work, not knowing how it works, I took it all apart. Because when I pressed the trigger, nothing, right? Then I waited, and I got a green light. And so you gotta wait. So while I was messing around with it, banging on it, trying to get it to work, you know, I waited. So let's wait for a green light. I'm gonna let this go in real time so you all can see. Okay, got a green light, right? So here we go. Okay, just made a liar out of me. It didn't do that before, but never mind. It just sat there and making like a pump sound. Figured the fan was blown, wouldn't make steam. And now it made a liar out of me, so let's just get started. Use a steamer. And hopefully it won't crack my window because it's very cold in here. So we're just going to try to warm my window up a little bit here because it's really cold. I don't know if this is a good idea in this cold weather, so let's just kind of gradually warm it up. So that I'm not causing any sudden temperature changes on the glass here. Supposedly, when you do this, it's supposed to loosen the... Well, now that I think about it, I don't know if this is the best idea, being as cold as it is out. But I've got a little scraper. Not getting real hot, that's for sure. It's just getting kind of wet. So we're just going to get it real wet. I'm going to kind of keep you in the rest of the window hot-ish too. It's not warming up real quick. So I don't want to... Afraid to warm it up a little too much, you know. So let's just keep gradually warming it up. This is risky for me just because it's so cold out today. It's a whopping 32 degrees. But on the flip side, I've got another piece of glass if this should go awry. I don't really feel like changing it, but so now that I got it a little bit steamy, let's see how well it scrapes. Not any different. Kind of nervous because I don't want a sudden change in temperature. Got my hand behind it. I know if you splash hot water on a cold windshield, it'll crack. So we're trying to go a little gradual with this. I'm not sure how hot I'm supposed to get it, but the glass is cooling off very quickly. I mean, it's cold to the touch back here. I think I probably need to get it a lot hotter than that, but I'm scared. Just because it being so cold out today, maybe I need to wait for a warmer day to do this. And I think I might just do that. I'm going to try another way. I'm going to get a razor blade and just try to gently get this off of here, because I think the steam might be a bad idea because it's so cold out today. I've resorted to the old razor blade, and it's a good sharp razor blade is the tool, but I've just got to be real careful. In fact, I probably need to go fetch my glasses. I don't even know if you can hear me, but I'm just chipping away at it with the razor blade. Seems to be working rather well. I'm just having to be real super careful of the little metallic stuff for the defrost. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of going up to it. If you got a nice fresh razor blade, keep some blades on hand. I would have liked to just let it go, with the steamer, but I just didn't want to take that chance. Starting to think about hot with a cold windshield, and it was cooling off almost as fast as I was heating it, so I figured I better just kind of give up on that idea. But as long as you don't go digging on these, they should be okay. So from here, we're just going to fast forward and let y'all watch me suffer. Well, the last of it now, and there's no more defrost line once you get over this far. I don't know if you can hear me because of the glass, but no more defrost line over in this corner. So all of this is going to be pretty easy. I can just scrape. Now, what you might have seen is I did go over these lines occasionally, but I was letting the blade do the work, and as long as you don't press too hard, I didn't damage any of these. And I was looking at the way it's designed. It's got a feed tape here and a feed tape here, probably grounds, I'm guessing. One's probably heat, one's ground. And the way it works is, to get from here to here, it has to create, a ground. So from a positive to a negative, so that the current will go through it. These act as little resistors. Now, if I break one, that one's not going to work, but all the other ones still will because of the design of this thing. So I wasn't too terribly concerned if I was to damage one, but I don't think I did. I was being pretty careful. When I pressed hard, I made sure I didn't get into those lines. And then if I did go over the line, I went over it very, very lightly. And that way it just took the tint off without actually scraping on the line. So I did scrape the lines a little bit, but I didn't break any of them that I know of. I guess we'll find out. But what I did is I tried to scrape up to the line, and then I would try to grab the little curl that I created and try to peel it past the line. Sometimes you'd only get just barely past it, but it got you past it. And that allowed me to go to the next line and so on and so on. But I thought about doing this in real time, but it took me probably, I don't even know, but I'm going to guess an hour or two to do this. My arms are getting plenty tired, I know that. And I still have, it's got a bunch of adhesive still on it. I've got some good commercial grade adhesive remover that I'm going to use to try to get rid of all the goo. But I'm just going to finish this piece up here, and then we'll start getting rid of the goo. Now I'm going to get the goo on the outside off too. There's some pretty thick stuff, and for the adhesive remover to work, you have to kind of get this thick stuff off. So I'm just going to work the thick stuff a little bit. It'll come off with the adhesive remover, but it's a lot easier to do it this way. Because when the stuff is gummy, that'll come off with the adhesive remover. But this other stuff, it'll just come right off with a razor blade. So we're going to take what we can off of it. This stuff on the outside is going to be easy. But all that stuff underneath, that ain't going to be so easy. I may end up getting inside and doing the same thing, sitting in the trunk, if you will, and doing it that way. But it's hard to get your face out of the way if I do that, and get a whole bunch of getting some of that adhesive remover in your eyes. Not going to be a good thing. So, anyway, boy, this car's all dusty. Sometimes dirt is a good thing when you're doing stuff like this because some of the stickiness or it might get on here, and because of all the dirt on it, it kind of keeps it from sticking. But anyhow, let's get the adhesive remover, which I put somewhere. Where'd I put that? And we'll get it started. I'm using 3M and a rag. You don't have to use 3M if you don't want to. You can use Goof Off or any of those adhesive removers. Sometimes you can just get away with acetone or anything like that, but be careful not to get it on your paint. It could theoretically mess up your paint. But if you probably can't tell because there's so much adhesive underneath from the tint, and you might not see this, but it's just taking this right off of here. Not even hesitating. And I'll show you, while I got you in this on this angle, I'm going to show you real quick I have a test that I did when I was doing the repairing bubbling paint. I had an idea, and I'll show you that, and then I'm also going to show you what happened when I was trying to scrape the adhesive, scrape the old paint off, the old tape off, when I had the lid closed like an idiot. So here, I'll show you that real quick, just so you can see that Pope Body's nerfing, you know. If you look close at this, what this was a chip, a big chip. And I took the chip out, and I think I showed that in the video. I took the chip out in one of my videos, I don't know which one. And I roughed it up real good, and I sprayed it with clear, and then I put the chip back in. And then when I went ahead and cleared the whole car, that's how it came out. It ain't real pretty. You know, you can see that it's not real pretty. But it did fix the chip, so if you don't want to go through the hassle of painting the whole car, and you just want to put a chip back in and make it look, okay, good at 100 miles an hour, then that's an idea. But this had, and then I'll show you this other problem I did, is this is the glass. But when you close it, the glass is here, right? Well, look at that. Brand new paint job. Paint was still soft. I started running the blade across the window. Didn't realize I was scraping it on the paint and put a pretty good ugly spot right there. It didn't go through the primer, but it sure went through the paint. And it's, probably a good 5 inches long. But yeah. So don't do that. Just wait, open up the lid like this, and then scrape it. Now here, I can't. I'm just gonna use goo on that one, just a goo remover. But yeah, just be careful with that razor blade, because you can do damage. Now I'm gonna attempt to get this stuff on the underside. Let's see how well my adhesive remover. Oh yeah, taking it right off. It's also showing me all the little spots that I missed with the razor blade, but it's taking all that goo right off. It's a little bit more stubborn. But it's coming off. Wow. I hate aftermarket window tint. I absolutely hate it. Some of you all swear by it, you love it. In my opinion, you can have it. Over time it deteriorates, looks like crap, and then it's a lot of work to get it out. And I'm not able to get this little bit here off. There we go. Alright. Man. And this stuff leaves a heck of a haze. But it's coming off just real slow. This is a heck of a project. I thought it was going to be a short video, and it probably will because I'm going to fast forward everything, but man, by the time I wipe, this is a big piece of glass, and by the time I wipe all this adhesive off of here, I'm going to go through probably a half a can of this stuff, and it's still, I can feel it, it's still on there. It's coming off, but woo, it's work. So I'm going to spare you all the whole fast forward for the next 25 minutes, which would be like 2 hours for me, but I'm just going to keep on wiping this window with the the adhesive remover, but I'll spare you all that, and we'll just kind of skip to the end. Okay, just for the record, the adhesive remover sucked. Yeah. Scrubbing, wasn't taking it off. So I was going to try something else, and usually lacquer thinner is a cure-all, but it's also eats the paint if you spill it on the paint. So nuke paint job, lacquer thinner, bad mix, right? But I tried it. Just El Cheapo lacquer thinner. Stuff $13 a gallon at, you know, Rural King or Sears or Tractor Supply. They get about double that at an automotive paint supply house, but that's because it's paint quality lacquer thinner. We don't need that. We just need stuff that'll take junk off. You know, clean brushes. I use it to clean my gun after I'm done spraying a car, because lacquer thinner is a cure-all. It takes everything off, including your paint. So forget the adhesive remover, forget the goof off. Just go right for the lacquer thinner, you know. Just don't get it on the paint. That's all I can say. But I'm not quite done yet. I just figured I'd jump in there because I scrubbed on that one corner and nothing. It was just still leaving residue. Then I got the lacquer thinner out. Woo! Life is easy, right? So I'm going to finish up with the lacquer thinner, and I'll talk to you in a minute. Or probably 20 minutes, but that's about all it should take. For any of you that think you might get a clever idea that I do windows, nope, I don't do windows. I always wanted to say that. That's pretty much it. There's still a little bit of fog on the backside, but it's so cold today that just my breath is making it fog, so it's really hard to tell if I've just got a little fog. So we'll wait for a warmer day. Actually, Wednesday's supposed to be warm, so I'm going to get both of my cars back. This one in the BMW, my wing cars, you know. And then I'll try to get the fog when I can see it in the sunlight. But that's pretty much it, folks. It was not a fun task. It was very daunting. I was hoping that whole steam thing would work. So not everything you see on YouTube works. I think it was just a write-up saying that's how you do it. I don't think I ever seen anybody actually do it. So I spent 20 bucks on a steamer for nothing. It may work, I don't know. You know, I just couldn't get, I didn't want to risk getting this window so hot. I mean, right now it's 32 degrees, you put your hand on it, even with all the rubbing I've been doing, oops, put fingerprints, it's still pretty darn cold. So I don't think heating it up to steam level was a good idea. But anyway, that's pretty much it. It's clean enough for me. That ugly purple stuff is off of it. And we can work on it a little bit better in nicer weather. But that's going to end this video. Most importantly, please subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribers is what YouTube is all about. I love the fact that you watch them, and thank you for watching. But if you watch very often, do me a favor, subscribe. Helps a guy out. And I'm bad about that too. I watch a bunch of shows and don't subscribe to them. And that's my bad, so it's all karma, right? But if you subscribe, the next time I put out a video, it's gonna boop, it's gonna tell you right away. And you know, there's a few of them I'm glad when it tells me, because I really like to watch those shows. So if you enjoy this, please subscribe. If you don't like my videos, well, just don't watch them.